Headquarters. This is NewsNation Prime with Marnie Hughes.
And good evening to you. I'm Marnie Hughes. We begin tonight with that hunt for a dangerous inmate and a suspected murderer, along with the jail official wanted for helping him escape. Casey White and Vicky White, who are not related, have been on the run since Friday morning. They are considered armed and dangerous. And now we have new surveillance video revealing the moments they left those walls of the prison together. We have learned shocking new details in the days that have followed about their relationship and how this plan all unfolded, fooling so many who knew them best. In a moment, the lead sheriff in this investigation will be joining us live to talk about all of these developments tonight and the latest on the search and also the dangerous threat to the public. We begin tonight with correspondent Kelsey Kernstein. She is live in Alabama with this manhunt. And Kelsey, this seems to get more intense, more important and critical by the hour.
Marnie, really shocking new information. Investigators do believe at this time that both of them had an ongoing relationship. That is, Vicky White and inmate Casey White had an ongoing relationship for the last 2 years, and it all happened right under their noses.
Well, they're going through a stage of emotions. I had one of them tell me that at first she was sad and concerned for Vicky, and then as information started coming out that now she's got to the point where now she's angry. So, you know, they're just going through a full range of emotions, and we've had counselors in for them, and because it's like a member of their family.
Bombshell news for Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton and his entire department, who says investigators tell him Corrections Officer Vicky White had an ongoing relationship with inmate Casey White for years, and none of them, he says, knew about it.
This whole scenario is complicated and complex, well thought out, well planned out, and now we know that this didn't happen in the last couple of 3 weeks. You know, it took longer than that to plan something like this of this magnitude.
And this video here just in, showing Vicky White's vehicle just minutes before the two left the jail. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office releasing this surveillance video when Corrections Officer Vicky White and inmate Casey White were last seen. Officer White is seen walking into the detention center and then shortly later holding the door open for shackled and handcuffed Casey White, where she puts him in the back of her patrol car, gets in, and then drives off. On Friday, Officer White told her colleagues she was taking the nearly 7-foot-tall inmate to the courthouse for a mental health evaluation, but no such appointment was scheduled. And that same morning, her patrol car was found abandoned in a shopping center parking lot less than half a mile from the detention center. On Tuesday, Lauderdale County Sheriff saying the two had a, quote, special relationship, and other inmates say Casey got special treatment, including more food and extra attention. Sheriff Singleton also confirming that Vicky purchased this 2007 copper-colored Ford Edge with damage to the rear end bumper just days before their escape.
We know she purchased it from a local used car dealer. That's been the focus for our investigation, all of our efforts all weekend long.
Vicky White just recently announced her retirement after 16 years at the corrections facility. The 56-year-old also sold her home in the last few months for reportedly less than half of what she bought it for. Investigators say Casey and Vicky are believed to be armed and dangerous, carrying a shotgun and an AR-15 style rifle.
He's already killed once, you know, and he's facing the death penalty, so he has absolutely nothing to lose. And, you know, if she becomes a liability to him or slows him down, then I think he's very capable of you know, hurting her seriously, even killing her.
And Casey White has an extensive criminal past, including burglary, murder charges, and several other past charges. Authorities are saying to be careful that they do believe he is armed and dangerous as well as unpredictable. And the U.S. Marshal is offering a reward of up to $10,000 in helping to find them.
Wow. Yeah, the threat to the public right now, Kelsey, is critical. Thank you. This is the timeline laid out by authorities from the day of this escape. Again, that was on Friday. It began with an appointment for Casey White that, as we know now, never existed, giving this pair nearly a 6-hour head start. before this manhunt even began, and it is a dangerous one. Casey White stands near 7 feet tall. He weighs more than 250 pounds. He has a violent history, as we have been reporting, and he is awaiting trial on a capital murder case. He was already serving time for a string of crimes that include attempted murder, robbery, add to that burglary. It is not the first time he has tried to escape either. In fact, they had a policy in place to have 2 people with him when he was being transported because they knew he was trying to get out. Sheriff Rick Singleton is with the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department and leading this investigation tonight. Sheriff, we appreciate you coming back on to talk about this. Where do we start? I mean, you seem like such a nice guy. Vicky was your colleague. She was your friend. You've known her for years. In a small sheriff's department like yours, she was family. Now you're trying to find her and this dangerous fugitive before they hurt anybody, before he hurts anybody else. Describe the range of emotions you must be feeling tonight.
Well, you know, obviously when this first happened, we were concerned that she had been taken by force. And that was our first and immediate reaction to it. As we, early on in the investigation Friday evening, it was begin to find out that she supposedly, first of all, violated policy, which is something she's never done. You know, that she was bringing him to an appointment or scheduled court appearance that was not on the docket. He had no scheduled appearance for any purpose to be there. That was the first red flag that this might not be, you know, what it appears to be. You know, from there, you know, it just went downhill.
Right. Sheriff, you must be pretty
Vicky,
frustrated by this. I mean, as I said to you last time, she duped everybody, including you. How do you sort of reconcile everything that's happened in the last 5 days?
Well, it's been an emotional roller coaster, to tell you the truth. You know, I think for the first 2 or 3 days we were hoping that, well, you know, if he didn't, you know, take her by force, if she arranged this or participated in it, maybe she'd been threatened or coerced for some reason to help him escape. And we were, I guess, grasping at straws, hoping maybe that was going to be the outcome. But it's very obvious now that that's not the case, that she was a willing participant. They had a relationship. He was in our facility in 2020. That's the first contact we know of that they would have had, was when he was in our facility. But he was returned to the Department of Corrections, and he was brought back here in February. But we have now learned that she visited him more than once when he was in prison between those 2 times.
In fact, I read she had several aliases. Was that so that she could visit him in jail? And what was the extent of this special relationship?
Well, you know, special relationship, when I said special relationship, what I should have said is, we know there was a relationship, but there's no evidence there was a physical or sexual relationship. You know, and there may very well have been, but we don't have any evidence of that. But we do know the inmates said that that was basically came from them. They said they had a special relationship, and by that they were talking about he would get favors from her specifically that other inmates didn't get.
Like what?
And, you know, an extra biscuit on his plate for breakfast. That sounds like a small thing. But when you're in prison, you know, in jail, they'll fight over an extra biscuit. So, you know, it's, you know, just things like that, little things that would mean nothing and be insignificant on the outside, but are major issues sometimes on the inside.
Yeah, so what else have you uncovered in trying to determine how long they'd been having this relationship? What other clues may have been left behind? Surveillance, interviews with inmates, interviews with people outside the jail. Any other clues that could lead you to believe how long they'd been planning this and what their plan was?
No, all the information I have is that we have confirmed that they did communicate with each other, including personal visits from while he was in the state prison, between the time he was here for his arraignment and the time he was returned here in February.
Sheriff, I want to play part of that video that is new for a lot of people at home seeing it tonight, of Vicky and Casey leaving the jail on Friday. And I know you've seen this roll over and over again, but what stands out to you as you're watching this video of them leaving the jail, how she's handling him as he's in shackles, leads him to the car, and also their demeanor? Anything that offers a clue to you?
Well, obviously he's in handcuffs and leg shackles, which was protocol. That was obviously done to not, create an awareness with the other corrections deputies in the building. Everything was done by protocol up to that point. When they left the building, she obviously, by walking in front of him, and obviously there was no concern on her part for her safety, it appears. So, putting him in the car and pulling out, all that would have been customary. The biggest thing about the video is the way she handled him between the booking room and the car.
And what stood out to you about that?
Her walking in front of him, her turning her back on him, that's just simply, you just do not do that. And she's never done that,
Right.
That I'm aware of. But
yeah, you guys describe her as an exemplary employee, not a blemish on her record in the more than 12 years, almost 16 years that she worked for you all. Let's go through some of the evidence that we do have. We know they dumped that patrol car, and Vicky bought a used car. It's this copper-colored red Ford Edge. Is that still the car that you are looking for tonight?
it is. We're concerned that once word got out that was the car we was looking for, people ask me about that. I tell them, well, if you were in their shoes and we knew you knew that we knew what you were driving, what would you do with that car? So, I do think that we will find that car now in the next couple of days probably. And the silver lining in that cloud is that when we find the car, that'll give us some idea of what geographic area we need to start looking in.
Right, another breadcrumb. I mean, they could be anywhere, as we said, a 6-hour head start, and now it's been 5 days. Vicky also sold her house, Sheriff. Do you have any idea how much cash she may have on hand that can help them stay on the run?
I don't, but I would assume she's got a few $1,000s with her. That's another silver lining, I guess, about the car. If they do dump the car, of course, they're either going to have to steal one or use some of that cash to buy another one. So, that might give us a lead that we don't have right now. So, there's always a silver lining, and I guess that's the silver lining in this situation.
Well, you're looking at it glass half full, but you've got your work cut out for you, Sheriff. They are both considered armed and dangerous. Casey White's ex spoke out anonymously and said she's scared that this guy is out there amidst the public, and that her advice to Vicky is she should get out and run right now. Casey White has absolutely nothing to lose. He was going to spend his life behind bars. How worried are you tonight for your colleague and your friend, Vicky?
Well, not only a possibility of spending life, but he's facing the possibility of the death penalty. He's wanted for capital murder. So her safety is at risk regardless. I mean, our concern is that if she becomes a hindrance to him, a liability to him, that he's capable of doing anything. So we're obviously concerned for her safety, and I agree with his ex. The best thing Vicky can do is run, go to the nearest phone and call 911 and turn yourself in. Protect yourself, at least your life, because she's at risk.
And you want her home. What would you say to Vicky right now?
I don't know what I'd say to her. That probably wouldn't be nice.
Sheriff Rick Singleton, we'll be following this story alongside you and your entire department as you try to locate Vicky and also this dangerous fugitive, Casey White, on the run tonight. Sheriff, as always, we appreciate you giving us some of your time. Good luck in the search. We'll stay on it.
Thank you so much.
Wow. All right, we've got more on this case in the days to come. We're going to, as I promised, anytime there is an update, we will pass it along to you. This happened on Friday. These two escaped. It has now been 5 days. As we said, they are armed and dangerous. They could be anywhere at this point. So if you have any information on the whereabouts of Vicky White and Casey White, you can call the number on your screen. We'll also have information on our website, newsnationnow.com. This is turning into a nationwide manhunt tonight. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.